big with 2 G's. I'm going to repeat that. That's big with 2 G's. It's another episode of the BiGG Umbrella Podcast. I'm going to repeat that. That's big with 2 G's, the BiGG Umbrella Podcast. I'm your host, Poncho. If you know, you know. And we got Alexis on here. I'm not going to do too much talking because she can definitely do it love for herself.
First of all.
So I'm going to hand it over to her and let her introduce herself.
I'm a woman of few words, as many would like to say. I'm Alexis. I am the woman, the myth, the legend.
A woman of few words. She just said that, y'all.
Okay, so I'm Alexis. You may have known me from Mavs season 15, San Diego.
And what's Mavs? Just
Married at First Sight.
Don't know that?
It's Married at First Sight. This thing I did this one time where it's not important.
Okay.
My handle on Instagram is Alexis Grace W, as well on TikTok. I am a fashion influencer predominantly, but I also dabble in mental health because I have a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. And I also am a sports fanatic. I love sports, play most sports, and that's pretty much me.
Perfect. So we could just even start off. So where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Hamilton, New Jersey.
Hamilton, New Jersey. And what was it like for you?
I'm a lady. I was a debutante.
A debutante.
Can't you tell?
So what was it like for you?
And I was a pageant girl.
And all that. So
Yeah.
we're going to definitely have to get off and indulge into all those things.
Okay.
So what was life like for you in New Jersey?
Privileged, to say the least. I mean, in a way.
Privileged, what does that mean?
So my mom was raised in a little town 30 minutes from where I grew up. Mm-hmm. And it was a town where most people didn't lock their doors. Everybody knew everybody. However, they were one of probably 5 Black families in the town. Mm-hmm. So my mom wanted to move to a bigger city in order to give us the more outgoing childhood or whatever. Mm-hmm. With that came her deciding, okay, I don't want the school systems in certain areas. So we moved to another predominantly white neighborhood. And we were the family that literally was, there goes the neighborhood type of family, you know? Like, I remember every single day almost, they would call the police on my dad walking in his own home with a key because they're just like, oh no, there's a Black man robbing this place. And it's like, no, you were here yesterday. He still lives here. So we were that type of family. So it came with my mom wanted us to get a better education because where we lived, but it also came with a lot of racism. I don't harbor any feelings from it, but I got stories on stories on stories. And that's a heavy start to this. So it was fun too. I'm already
starting off with like, that's honestly how I even go along. Cause I'm just like, this is really for people who don't know you at all or may have had the same questions that I even am asking. So I already just start off from like ground up and basically work my way up. Because I mean, people usually ask like, do I have something ready? I'm like, I really don't. This is really going to go off of a conversation just like how this just happened right now. So it was like you said, you went through a lot of, I'm sure, like prejudice and racism out there. How was that even for you? Is that even something that kind of sprouted you to kind of want to take care of mental health growing up already? Experiencing that early on? So
actually the mental health part came from my dad has Asperger's and it's on the autism spectrum, but it's on, have you ever seen Rain Man or The Accountant? Yeah. Where people are like super smart, but like socially it's a little like, you're a little weird, you know, something like that. That's my father.
You just did your eye like that.
Something off. Like people be like, that was my daddy. Of course, it came with a lot of tribulations with him switching between jobs and just my mom sheltering us from a lot of things because she didn't want us to think of him in any certain way. So my mom was the breadwinner most of my life. And actually me not knowing like what's wrong with our dad, when I got the chance to figure out like, hey, we can go and talk to people. Because in Black households, it was whatever happens in this house stays in this house. Yeah. So when I got to college, I was actually undecided for my freshman year. And then I found out therapy existed. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? You know, like I can be that for the rest of my life. I can be what my family needed growing up. Yes, sign me up. And from there, I became what my family needed.
When did you start looking into more, like you said, that's when you realized the help that your dad needed. When did you start looking into that?
When he was trying to medication manage, and it would be times where he was burying like our video games and toys in the backyard just because he was trying to, it was the 90s. Medication management wasn't what it was now. So it was times where my mom would literally be like, go in your room, go to sleep. don't come out for nothing, you know? So it was times where I'm just so confused. And my mom at the same time was taking us to Disney World. We were going on family trips. Every single day we had like a different schedule. Monday was like debutantes, choir rehearsal, basketball practice, you know, dance class. Like every single day we had a different part of our schedule. So it was a lot of things that I didn't know. But once I did know, I clung on to it and I didn't let it go. So it was over the years that kind of mindset came into play.
What was it like always being on a schedule? Did that even then transfer over to your regular life as you an adult? From you growing up early on, you always got a schedule, like you said, back to back, got to do this and this. Did that benefit you, or did you feel like that hindered you in some type of way?
Depends on how you look at it, because there was a lot of times to where I was bored because I didn't have nothing to do. And I was like, this is so slow. I always got to be into something. And on one side, it was like, it gave me that drive. It gave me that motivation. It gave me like that willpower. Because I know if I could manage a schedule like that, I can do anything as an adult, you know, like downtime, 24 hours. Let's see what it do. Whereas on other times, I didn't rejoice in relaxing because I felt like I should be doing something. So
now are you able to do that, like rejoice and relax and actually sit back and realize all the good you did instead of always having to go?
Sometimes, depending on when you ask me. I always want to accomplish something else. So I'm learning to become more grounded. When I was going through school, a lot of the things I learned, I was applying to myself. So I'm like, nah, that's a good accomplishment. Be proud of that. You know, we always want to live in the future, you know, or the past. Nobody ever wants to be present. Yeah. And that's a part of grounding yourself to where it's not regret. It's not even like, hey, I want to be this aspiration. It's what am I now? Right. And can I accept who I am right now? And that is okay where I am right now. Right. So I figured it out.
So you're good with you, like you just said, I'm good where I'm at right now.
I'm good where I'm at. We good over here.
So with you growing up, did you grow up with your parents being together the whole time?
Yes, they were actually, I'm the youngest of 3 girls. They waited till my 18th birthday because they didn't want us to grow up in a 2-family household, a split parent household. So literally my 18th birthday, my birthday's in October. I want to say like December. They're like, we're getting a divorce. And me and my sister was like, thank God, like about time. Because you pick up on some things.
I was going to really ask, like, with them waiting this whole time, did you guys, and I mean, you're already 18, so kids pick up like early, even before that. So did you already pick up like, I don't know if they really feeling each other like they used to?
Oh, for sure.
So it was that benefit, like you said, like you was happy about it at that point.
Yeah, we had figured like sometimes you do more harm by kind of idealizing what you think your children want rather than actually living in the truth of what is better for them. So I know they did it for their right reasons. And I have the air quotes because they wanted us to have a 2-parent house. They, you know, we were already bullied for so many other things to where it's like, you ain't got no daddy. You know, they didn't want that to be a thing. So yeah, in that light, it's like, okay, I understand that aspect. But in the other light, it's like, probably wasn't a healthy marriage. Right. So.
But you got to see both sides, especially then, like you said, it happened when you was 18. So now you get to see them now to this day. So like you said, you could look back and say that benefited you anyway.
Yeah, either way. But me and my sisters perceive it completely different. So you asked all 3 of us.
What was it for you being the baby sister?
I was really sheltered and spoiled. And
look at you now.
Same.
A woman of few words. I forgot. My bad. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because we was friends. You remember two minutes ago?
I didn't do air quotes.
When we were friends?
I didn't do air quotes.
You're doing them now.
I said a woman of a few words.
I am. I'm going to stop talking and then you're going to be in here.
Just by myself. Just asking questions and just going to be looking over here looking dumb, right?
You look, the glasses you look educated. I wouldn't give you a dumb, but what was the question? Now you got me forgetting.
I got you. It was, how was it growing up for you being a baby sister?
I was so like, my sisters literally tell me stories of our childhood. I was like, I don't remember that. You know, like they did an immaculate job, like from top to bottom. Like my older sisters, my mom, my family, from really saving my innocence. So I'm really just this happy-go-lucky adult to where like when I hear some stories, it's almost like, did I dissociate? Was I even there? Because of how they shelter me so much to where it was like, come here, Lexi, let's play with toys. Why something crazy may have been happening. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm thankful.
And with are your sisters a lot like you? Y'all a lot different?
We're different.
All three of you.
All three of us are completely different, but we're so close to this day. Like, there's nothing we wouldn't do for one another. But we're very different. My older sister, Amber, she's actually very shy and introverted.
Yeah.
I'm not, if you haven't guessed at this point.
Well, I don't know, because you be telling me back and forth, introvert, not woman. I guess we going to figure out
I'm an ambivert. You know that's a thing?
You said a what?
Ambivert.
A ambivert?
Like ambidextrous.
Did you make that up? That's for real?
No, it's for real. Google it.
Okay, I'm not going to Google it right now. You want to this whole thing, but
I stand on mine.
Go
ahead, pull out the Google.
You said ambi what?
Ambivert.
Okay. We gonna go with that.
So it's like I'm extroverted most of the time, but I do need my introverted times. I need my time to myself because my social meter will run out sometimes to where like I can't always be like that vibrant person that people are used to me being. And then I need people in my corner to where I'm not in that mood, to where we could just sit and chill because they realize she just needs to chill at sometimes where they're not like, what's wrong? Nothing's wrong. I'm recharging my social meter. So word of the day, you didn't think you was going to come here and learn a whole lesson, were you?
I didn't, but I could agree with that same
Brought
thing
to you by Alexis.
I'm like that. Because I'm sure a lot of people could say they need their own time and stuff like that because I feel the same way. Like a lot of time I'm upbeat like that, but like you said, I need to chill and have recharge my batteries and shit. So I feel the same way about that.
So you want to be like me?
Something like that. Just
respect.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Maybe I can see you on TV. It's like, that's my stuff. But maybe. What made you even so was it the relationship you already saw between your mom and your dad that made you even want to start doing therapy in college?
Yes. Simple answer.
Yeah.
It was more so just not understanding and not having that outlet as a child to where I'm just like, I know I wasn't the only child like that. And just wanting to just be that.
And where'd you go to school?
I went to Bethune-Cookman University for undergrad, and I went to Argosy University, Atlanta for grad school.
Which one did you have a better time at?
HBCU, Bethune-Cookman. That's
Okay.
when I told you I was raised in predominantly white neighborhood, like through and through. So when I went to my first, because all three of my sisters, we went to HBCUs. So when I went to my first homecoming, my sister went to Virginia State, and I saw silk presses, and I saw sororities, and I just saw everything that was so beautiful and Black. My life was never the same. I was just like, I didn't apply to any other school but HBCUs. I did not care. I was senior class president. My GPA was like 4.0. I was like, HBCUs.
Senior class president.
Yeah.
Wow. You had some big dreams. What was that even like for you what does it even take to be a senior class president?
I don't know. Popularity. I feel bad. I'm going to apologize to Jamie Kenter because she really should have been our senior class president. And I only wanted to be it because I didn't win prom queen.
So instead of being like, okay, I guess that I didn't get that, I'm gonna take somebody else's stuff then, since I didn't get this.
Keep in mind, I was 16 years old.
Okay.
And both of my sisters have been prom queens, like prom queens, homecoming queens,
So
everything. So it was like, you have to be prom queen.
Yeah.
And my best friend always came in. She was first, I was second. She was first, I was second. She was first, I was second. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this.
I was just gonna ask, with y'all always being blah, 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 blah. Y'all always stay good friends though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't ever like competition. It just was, that's how it
What
was.
it was.
It was what it was.
Yeah.
So I was captain of the basketball team, captain of the lacrosse team. And I was like, you know what? I need to make my mama proud. Cause that was one thing. My mom, she grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood as well. And they had Black prom and they had white prom. But Black prom didn't have like prom kings and queens. So she wanted that so badly for us. So when my sisters were winning prom queen, homecoming queen, Miss Debutante, all these things, I'm like, I got to do something for my mama.
Yeah.
So I became senior class president.
And how'd they feel about that?
She was proud. I said my little speech at graduation and everything.
Did you end up crying?
Who?
You, when you doing your speech?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think I wrote it. I think I got in trouble because I plagiarized it. That's what. I'm for real. This is a true story.
And who got you in trouble for that?
You know how there's like an advisor of the senior class board. She was like, we looked this up, and these are all
wow.
Yeah, it was a
They
serious
were for
issue.
reals.
Yes, and I had to rewrite it like a night before. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So what you're saying, you always grew up in predominantly white neighborhoods. What was it like when you actually got around Black people? Did you feel like you had to put on a different front for anybody? Was you treated different, anything like that, because what you was always around?
No, I never resented like any cultures. Like I was always still like, okay, if that's how you want to treat. Like it was never any hard feelings. Until this day, I don't have any hard feelings. But I just felt home, and I felt like I learned a lot of things that I didn't culturally growing up solely because that's just not what I was around. I played AAU basketball, and we went to a Baptist church, so that's the only time, like on weekends and stuff, when I would interact with people that look like me.
Right.
So when I went to school, I'm like, yo, this is like Disney World to me. Like I had so much fun. Like it was endless fun at HBCUs. And I don't know. It was the best years of my life. Yeah. And I felt accepted. And at times people be like, why you talk funny or whatever? But they'd be like, that's just Lexi. And till this day, I still have most of my friends from BCU. And they're like, that's just Lexi. She was weird at first, but now that's my girl.
But she was weird at first.
Well, yeah, they all thought I was weird.
And is it what? Because they said that the way you talk, like usually what is it? Because it sounds somewhat educated more so than people would, I guess, think what you're supposed to sound like.
That and the fact that I would literally walk up to anybody who would listen and be like, hi, my name's Alexis. And that's what I just smile. Like it was, I had to make friends somehow. And that was like my first opportunity. So they just thought I was odd. I don't know.
And what got you into sports?
My mom. I don't have no rhythm. I don't have any rhythm. So my sister was in dance class. They was doing African and ballet and stuff, and I was it wasn't for me. I like the costumes because I like fashion.
Right.
You see how that
we're gonna definitely
happen?
touch on that. Yeah, definitely.
So I like the costumes. I was like, we could keep these, but I don't need to go to that recital thing.
Right, because you're not gonna do the dancing part.
Exactly. So my mom was like, well, what you want to do? Because you can't just be at home. My mom really
wanted you to do something.
Wanted us to do something.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll play basketball. But in my neighborhood, there was no female basketball leagues. So my mom went to this league called the Little Lads Basketball League.
Little Lads.
Little Lads.
Okay.
And how you may notice.
And where is that at?
Hamilton, New Jersey.
Okay, that's still out there.
Yes.
Okay.
Little Lads, for boys. Yeah, lads.
That's what I caught on to.
So my mom went to go register me, like nothing was happening. And they're like, okay, where's your son? She's like, I don't have a son. And they're like, what kid did you just register? She's like, my daughter's over there. Yeah. And they're like, man, we don't have any females. She's like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna write the paper. She started she was like, I'll call the news. I'll write the paper. I want to see what they say about this. And lo and behold, I was the first female basketball player in the Little Legs.
And did she really go call like the news?
She didn't have to.
Oh, okay.
They didn't even let her get that far. They was like, let her play. So they threw me on the worst team in the league. Like, it's like a movie. You know the movies where it be like people scrub like bad.
Oh yeah, kind of like with that Martin Lawrence movie. I think it's called Rebound or something like that. He had like a team. Like everybody was scrubbed, and they had one good player. And he came and showed out, and everybody started doing good. Yeah.
I wasn't that good player. I was still bad too. So I fit in. But the point of the story is I was the first female basketball player on that league. And I don't know. It's just the acceptance. I felt like that was my place. The boys were nice to me on my team. I would score a lot. I actually got better because everybody said I had cooties and nobody wanted to guard me.
You had cooties?
No, like I was 7 years old.
And you had the cooties?
Because I was the only girl. I had to have the cooties.
Okay.
Keep up. Come on now. Come on.
Okay, I had to catch on. Like you have the cool. Okay.
So I had the cooties. So they wouldn't guard me. So that actually made me better because after a while they're like, this girl keeps scoring. We need to guard her, Yeah. So I was lighting them boys up, and pretty soon everybody wanted a girl on their team. And then more girls joined the league probably like 3-4 years after that. But then my mom realized that I was committed to it. So that she started taking me to different neighborhoods, and then I would play like walk up and play, and I would play just like on Saturday leagues. And then I went to another side of town where I joined my AAU team, and I just never stopped. I played until college.
And what made you feel like, okay, this is not something I'm gonna continue to take on because usually you playing that long, they want to like see the long run through it.
So I grew up around it, and some of my older friends that basically we played our whole lives together, they were, long story short, because I'm a woman of few words, it just, I stopped loving it. I stopped playing with my heart. I played because, I had to get a scholarship, or, it took the fun out of it, and I didn't want to lose one of my first loves, So I'm just like, it's not for me no more. So I played when I play, and I didn't anymore. I missed it at times, but I think if you stop loving it, you should probably stop doing it.
Yeah, I believe that as well. And you touched a little bit earlier on how you got into fashion. What really got you? I guess I touched a little more on what really got you into fashion.
I think
Because now you're doing it to this day.
Yeah, honestly, my mom will tell you, like, I have some hurt childhood pictures because my mom let me pick out my own clothes and do my own hair because I was just a proficient child from what I've been told. So there would be times to where like my braids was just like sitting on dubs on my head, but I did them. And my mom was like, okay, like that's my baby. Like, and she really wanted us to be proud of ourselves and to like be stable women. So times when I was dressing myself and growing up, I don't know, it just kind of created its own thing. It's how I express myself. I've just always been into fashion since I was a kid. I can't really pinpoint it to anything.
No need.
My mom's very fashionable, but it was just something I always loved.
Your mom seemed like a big part of your life. Like what's something like, I guess some of your fondest memory of your mom?
That's my baby girl, man. That's my bestie. My fondest memories.
Yeah, because you can obviously tell like your mom is a big part of your life. Okay, so I remember my senior basketball game in high school. At this point, I was playing year round. Like people were coming to see me, they were recording my games and stuff. And my mom was late to my game. And mind you, I've played hundreds of games at this point. My mom has never missed one. Never. I don't care. It's really set up like that's like a movie for reals.
Hey, you start writing it. Writing it. The director's cut. Get it before while it's hot. But no, she would come to every single basketball game, and I don't care if it was in Disney World because we played in World of Sports. I don't care if it was across the country. I don't care. My mom was at every single game. But I remember my senior year, my mom had worked. She's a nurse. She had worked like 12 hours or something crazy. And she got caught in traffic late after work. And she made it like by halftime. And I just remember the first thing I said to her when I saw her was like, Mom, where was you at? And this is not going to seem fond, but this is the moment that I appreciated my mom the most. And I really started to look at my mom differently. She was like, at the time, she was like explaining to me, like, Lex, I was at work, and my 16-year-old mind, I was just all about me. Why did you miss my game? Why weren't you here? You came late. I did all these things in the first half. You missed it or whatever. And she was just like, the next day, she was like, Lex, you really hurt my feelings because I've never missed any one of your games. I can't count how many times my dad was at my game, maybe 10 in my entire life, but my mom never missed any one of my games. So the next day she said, you hurt my feelings. And this is one of the first times I saw my mom not cry, but tear up. And that was one of my fondest memories because that made me see my mom like a human being. When a lot of the times you just see your mom as, that's my mom. That's what she got to do. That's my mama,
right.
And that's one of my fondest memories because it made it human for not only me, but it made it for my mom. And that's when I really started to cherish my mom as a friend and not just like, somebody who had to take care of me because she had sex that one time. So
with you, how you feel that good about your mom and you have both parents alive, how is it you feel about your dad?
He cool or whatever.
Or whatever.
Whatever. See? More heavy on the whatever.
Hey, that is.
I don't like to give it time or energy.
Hey, well, that's what it is. I also want to touch on with you going through all your whole life with your parents being together. What will make you want to go on Married at First Sight? That's something like I almost think like that would be so risky. Like you just give me whoever y'all think is gonna be best for me.
It's only because honestly, it has nothing to do with like relationships I've seen because I've seen a lot of love in my lifetime. I'm blessed to have seen so much love around me in different ways. Love doesn't always look the same and it doesn't come in the same forms. But for me, I was so picky to the fact to where like I was raised on Disney movies. Like if it wasn't
the Cinderella slipper, glass slipper, the whole shebang.
Yes.
For them to really be like, okay, that's the one.
Yes.
And then even when you got that, it was probably wasn't even.
I always found a reason. Like if I was gonna find anything, it was gonna be a reason to break up with him.
No,
break up with somebody.
This is, you could talk however you want. There's no oops. Honestly, it's none of that. So
it was me. It was me always. I think it was just me projecting because I always was raised in like wanting to be perfect or the best, or like we just strive for greatness. That's how we were raised. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna do something, you're gonna be the best at it. So me going into relationships, I'm just always thinking that I'm settling or that there's always something better. And honestly, like I was put in a predicament or the situation to be married several occasions. And every time it came down to it, I was like, nah, you talked to me bad last week and I didn't like that. So I don't want to be with you ever again. Like it was something to where I would find a reason to leave. So after a while, I almost needed the forced commitment because obviously I wasn't going to do it on my own. Mm-hmm. And nobody was like, I need somebody to be like, look, girl, you ain't going nowhere, or give me a reason not to or something like that. So for me, Married at First Sight was the perfect situation for that because I had no choice. I'm married to this motherfucker. So that's what I needed.
And in the end of that, did you feel like you got what you needed out of that?
Sir, you watched the show. Don't do this.
No, this is not. I watched it. I can keep it 100. This is not for me. This is like for somebody who would then go back to look into whatever it is they want to look into you.
Ask it again in a different way because I don't like that way you asked it. And I don't want to answer it that way.
Let me think about a different way. What did you take good from coming off with the show you were on? What was a good something you could I guess take good from your experience with moths?
Well, something that I could take good.
Because I don't want to put you in no type of situation.
Honestly, I learned a lot about myself, and I learned that I have it in me. Because at some point, I thought that I was always going to be afraid of commitment. And for me to even come to the terms like, no, I'm not afraid of commitment. I've been in a relationship 5 years here, 4 years there, 3. But it never, it always dissipated in some sense. So for me to learn that about myself, that was huge. And for me to realize I have that drive in me to be with somebody and to give it my all and not to be like one incident is going to throw me off. You get what I'm saying? So it helped me break some habits that were definitely instilled in me and I didn't realize.
Right.
It also really just had me look inward on a lot of different things that I may have not necessarily looked inward on. And it also made me realize, I'm a fucking catch. Honestly. And it is what it is. And I have a right to be confident and I have a right to be valued myself the way I do. And
you didn't know
that's
that beforehand?
Okay. I did. But at times, the older you get, the more you lean into settling. It's okay because, everybody got kids, everybody's settling down. You see everything around you in the media and stuff. And it's almost like force feeding you saying why are you still single? Yeah. Why are you not? In some ways, it lessens your value, your subconscious or your conscious. One way, you're like, oh, crap, I'm getting older and I'm not hitting all the brackets that people said I should hit.
Right.
But I got that self-worth back. And when you're in that relationship, sometimes the person that you're in a relationship with makes you think those things. So it is what it is.
So now for you with the mental health, who's there for you when you kind of going through it to help you through your mental health?
Jesus.
Because I know you out to help a lot of other people through there. Who's there to help you?
Jesus. On the main line, tell them what you want.
And that's all it takes for you.
Huh?
And that's all it takes for you.
My family. I have really good people in my corner, my friends. I really focus on who brings me joy and who I feel most authentic around and who doesn't drain my battery and who adds. And I just surround myself with that. And I've been blessed to just I'm blessed.
How long have you been living out in San Diego?
3 years.
Oh, wow. It's not too long.
I mean, longer than some. I mean, what's long? Local?
I've been here my whole life.
I know, that's what I was saying.
So that's I've been here for a pretty long time myself.
Don't be judging us outsiders.
It's no judging. I'm just because you were here for that long, and it's you're already out here getting on the show and things like that. So that was quick. I'm saying that's pretty quick.
Man, Justin was here 6 months.
Oh, I didn't know all that. Yeah, I didn't know that. What has life been like for you out here in San Diego?
I love it. I think I'm San Diego'd out. I'll probably be making a move soon. Heard here first on the Umbrella Podcast. That's 2Gs, Umbrella, BiGG Umbrella Podcast. No, I think I did too much too fast, honestly. Like, you come to San Diego, you hear there's all these things to do. And I literally, like, every chance I get, I was out doing something, whether it was going to the mountains, whether it's going to the desert, Vegas, anywhere like drivable, even sometimes a quick flight. I'm going to LA. I'm doing all the speakeasies. I'm living the life. I'm going to the beach as much as possible. So for me, it's just like, I think I went into overdrive a little and maxed out. So now I'm kind of like, okay, I'm ready to move on.
And where are you looking to move to now?
I think I'm going to go back home to Atlanta.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. So you went from Jersey and then you started doing school in Atlanta. What's life like for you in Atlanta? I've only been in Atlanta maybe 1 or 2 times, so I can't even really speak too much on it.
It's kind of like, for me, it's equivalent to like a permanent HBCU.
I was about to say, you're trying to go back to back to my roots.
Yeah.
What about people?
It was because I remember going to grad school there and
especially Atlanta now.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Black Hollywood, baby.
Yeah, that's for real now.
So, I mean, everybody be saying Atlanta fool, go other ways, but no, that's where I consider home because that's where I became an adult for real. Like, I moved there by myself, got my own place, joined my own team, pretty much did everything that I wanted to do, not based on the backs of my sisters or my family or who I knew or whatever. It was literally me going out and introducing myself and making my own community and my own family. So I'm proud of that, So that's why I consider it home. But what was the question?
No, it was about you moving. How was life like you in Atlanta?
Oh yeah, it was like a permanent HBCU for sure. And I love it. Like seeing like doctors that look like me, seeing stars, like everybody. It's representation matters so much. Yeah. And I know at my big age, you're like, girl, get over it. But no, representation matters so much, and I love it for me, and I love it for everybody there. And I'm just glad that people get to see it. Atlanta is a place that exists.
Mm-hmm. You be saying on my big age, I don't even know how old you are, and I'm not even like gonna ask, but
I'm 30.
No, what you saying a big age? You talking like
I'm 30.
Mad old or something like that?
I've lived a lot of life.
Well, I'm older than you then, so
how old are you?
I'm 31, so I guess I'm a big age, right?
Bigger age.
Yeah, there we go. So I guess I got a big age myself.
Yes.
So what was it like for you even starting? Like you said, like that was your first start out, you having your own spot. How hard was it you having your own spot and having to know I gotta pay this and this, do this, that, and the third?
When I tell you my mom was paying my bills and I literally don't judge me because this is a safe place. You didn't say it, but in my mind I felt like it was awfully safe.
Not at all.
I don't know if it's the glasses or the chains, but it made me feel safe.
Not at all. Not at all. I wasn't laughing at you.
But yeah, she was paying my bills. So my goal when I moved to Atlanta was like to pay your own bills, and I had my degree and I was working in prisons. I was a therapist in prisons. Yeah.
You was a therapist in prison?
Yeah.
How long were you doing that?
A little over a year.
And how was that?
It was amazing. I was also a guidance counselor. So I worked with kids. I was a guidance counselor in elementary school, but I also was a therapist in a prison.
And this is with prison with men or women?
Men.
And this is grown men?
Grown men. Murderers, rapists. Yeah, the trifecta. No, wait, that's not a thing. All right.
What's not a thing?
Trifecta of crime.
Why?
What are the 3?
You just named them, I guess.
I only named 2. What's the third one?
Oh, I thought you said 3. Well, I guess that's what you call that?
Double fecta?
There you go. Something like that. A bifecta?
Bifecta? That's not a thing. That is not
something like that. Now that's even crazy. What was it like working with prisoners as a therapist?
I always
grown
wanted, men. Yeah, I know.
What are you helping them get through?
Murdering people, raping people, not being what is it called? Desensitized to the lifestyle and coming back within, time and time again for those who do get out.
So how'd you even take on so much having to then take on everybody else's shit?
You got to departmentalize it. You got to leave it at work. As soon as I left those doors, I couldn't carry it with me because that would affect the ones I loved. And that's not fair to them. So I do my job at work and I live my life at home. And I tried to walk down the street and not think that I'll get murdered or raped or killed or something because that's what I work with all day. But you got to departmentalize it.
Message. Total part right there. But yeah, because maybe a lot of people don't. A lot of people do take work home with them. So that was definitely something to let somebody else know.
Yeah.
But you were saying you a big sports fan. Who is your? Where we go? Basketball. Who's your basketball team?
I don't have one.
How
I'm a
about-
so before you get on this tangent
No,
of
it ain't about to be. I was just about to let you do it yourself.
no, because you know I will.
Yeah, you about to.
I like playing. I don't like watching.
Playing to this day. What you playing? You playing basketball still?
Well, based on these 30-year-old kneecaps,
What
not
you
as
playing?
much. I played semi-pro football when I was older. I'll probably play again when I move back to Atlanta.
You playing football?
Yeah, contact flag, because I got insurance through work, not through the football team, and I wasn't trying to get hurt for real.
Wow. And what made you even take on football?
I'm an athlete, baby. What's up?
I get it, but you don't meet too many people saying like, especially females talking about playing football.
I just like sports. Like if they would have had a rugby team, I probably would have played that. If they would have, I like sports. I was like, oh, that looks cool. Let's do that.
What you now wanting to move to Atlanta is acting something else that you want to pursue with that.
When people, I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned.
I guess
On the BiGG Umbrella Podcast, BiGG 2
Here she
G's
got
Umbrella
them.
Podcast.
A woman of few words, like she said it. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it here first. A woman of few words. But like with you being on TV, was that even a goal for you all the time? I mean, you were
Never.
debutante. You were already trying to, on basically in the public eye for you. Was that even a goal for you?
Not at all. I remember saying actually, I used to go on mission trips to Haiti because my church owns an orphanage.
Wow.
So we would spend like Christmas sometimes in Haiti or whatever at the orphanage. And I remember saying, because I would play this video at my church, and I would say, I don't care who knows me. If it's one person, if it's two people, if I make an impact on somebody's life, it was all worth it for me to just bring joy to somebody. And it's crazy because I said that. And then for me to turn around and be on such a public platform, it's kind of just like, girl, what? But it's really like, it just literally happened. I was scrolling on Instagram and I was almost joking at first. And I actually messaged my friends. I was like, do this with me, girl. And they was like, you're right. So I'm submitting my application. And I'm like, okay. And then they calling me back, and I'm like, okay. And then they calling me again to interview me. I'm like, do they like me or something? You know, are we going
So it was for real.
It was for real. And the
Yeah.
next thing you know, I was walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
So life comes at you fast.
Yeah.
And I stand by what I say. It's not really about, like, I don't need the quantity.
Yeah.
It's more about the quality.
Exactly.
And if I could, like, if I wanted to delete my Instagram and all my social media, I would, to live a better life. It's not about the clout. It's not about who knows me. That's never been my thing. I feel like my purpose is to bring joy and love and be a light, and anything that God leads me to be on that, then I'll say yes. I'll always say like yes to
Yeah.
God. So I felt like this is just what happened.
Within after this, like the show you've been on, do you feel like life has changed? Or because I'm sure, especially just how you dress and things like that, I'm sure you're gonna cause attention with you walking in the room. Now, after you being off the show on this show, did that feel like now it cause more attention to yourself?
Now so beforehand it was just like, you know, you see people and you think like, oh, he think I'm cute or
Right.
whatever, you know, or like you kind of thinking people
You
flirt
walk it.
with you
Exactly.
or whatever. But now it's just like, oh, okay, he think I'm cute because, you know, I was back single after the show. I'm like, oh, he think I'm cute. And he come over, hey, were you married at first? I'm like, Lord, you know, so it's
Right.
like, yes and no. I do enjoy it in a sense, but it's just like, I kind of want the authentic interactions back, because a lot of times it's like you really don't know if somebody's interacting with you solely because they know you from the show, or they want to prove or disprove some complex they have in their head about you.
And what benefit does that even come from? It's like, okay, she was on the show, but now what?
Let me get a picture.
Oh, okay.
Let me buy you a drink. Let me go out with you.
Just so they could say,
Who knows?
or exactly whatever this shit is. Like that's why I say I don't really get
Exactly.
the after end game. Like you said, you want to get something genuine and authentic. I don't really get what that would be.
I'm not sure. I'm just saying, to answer your question, I kind of missed the times where it was just like, oh, she looks cute. I like that
Right.
outfit. And it's not 12 questions on what they know or what they don't know.
Yeah.
But it comes with the territory, so that's fine.
What you have now, like you said, you've done so much out here in San Diego. What is some of your favorite spots to eat, if you have any out here? Because we talked to somebody other day, and they said they don't like anywhere to eat out here.
Well, I don't eat meat.
Oh, really? How long has that been?
4 years now.
And what made you stop?
My friend was coming to. This is not even like a deep story, honestly. My friend was coming to visit me, and I didn't want to be selfish. She was vegan, so I was like, okay, let's eat vegan for the 10 days that I'm with you. And then ever since then, I felt better, so I just never went back. So now I eat cheese sometimes. I might mess up some fish if my iron get low and I start to shake.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I haven't eaten meat. I feel better.
So now to this day, looking back on everything, like, has your parents like let you know how proud they are of what you actually done now?
My mama was proud of me before the show.
Right, I'm sure.
But she she's always by me, no matter what I do. Even when I'm like, she's like, Lexi, please. I have this thing to where I tell her, she look good. She's 60 something. But I'm like, my plot is to really stress you out so you age appropriately because she looks too young. So that's my goal. I'm just doing these outlandish things to stress my mom out. It's not for any other reason. It's just so. No, I am.
You lying. I'm like, she lying. She lying like a mug. I know she lying.
No, she's super proud, and she always tells me, she's like, Lexi, anything you do, I'm right by you. So that's always nice. My sisters are proud of me. My family, It's nice.
What's the goals for you, like, next thing? Like, because I know you got brewing up something for you to actually be now, I guess, chasing.
I want to model for Savage Fenty. So if you know Rihanna, let me know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's already to that level.
What's up?
Yeah, no, hey, have big goals. That's exactly what you need to attain. Like, I mean, and if you fell short of that, you fell short of something way bigger than what you probably even would have thought of.
Who said I'm falling short?
Not at all. That was a whole big if.
Yeah.
So no, not at all.
Honestly, I'm shooting for the stars, baby. Now that I've done this crazy thing, I just feel like, I didn't plan it, but it's happened. So I'm not going to let the intentions fall by the wayside. I'm not going to let it be in vain. So I'm still going to get my doctorate because I plan to get my doctorate.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long does that usually take?
4 years, I'm estimating.
Oh, wow. You definitely.
I like learning though.
Okay.
Yeah. That's one of my
favorite things. You
getting a doctorate
in what?
Psychology.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what you doing, like, so much psychology, do you want to take that and you want to be a psychologist with it?
I actually kind of want to be like a stay-at-home mom and like have my little office set up in the front room and then tell my kids like, get out, mommy working. And I'm doing like telework or something like that. So it's not like I want my own firm or anything crazy. Like I just want to be Dr. Lex just at home in my big house and my kids running around and I'm in the room making a couple $1,000s, like slight flex.
Definitely.
Slight flex.
That's a slight flex. A woman of few words with a
I got a 12 carton of eggs in the fridge. Like I'm living good.
You talk about eggs because you don't got that much of eggs.
Yeah, that's it. Gas tank full.
Now, do you go out much out here in San Diego?
Yes.
And what is that like? Because now, like in San Diego, they know you for that show. Can you even be able to get out like that here in San Diego?
Yes. People recognize me, but they don't really, it's not like crazy. I'm not like big famous. It's like, oh, that's her. And they'll say something, hey, and they'll proceed. It's nothing like wild to where I need security. Not yet.
Not exactly. I was just about to say, because you know, exactly. Like you said, you know.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, I feel like I covered a whole bunch with you from here. I want to let people know how they can actually get in contact with you.
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Alexis Grace W. Also on TikTok.
You got it? No, you about to run that back.
You can also follow me on TikTok at Alexis Grace W. My Cash App is like no.
I say she might do the hey, that's your business. Hey, you might have got something. You might have got something from giving that Cash App out. So I don't know.
I don't even know it.
No, but that's perfect. She gave out everything, so you guys know how to reach her. This has been another episode of the BiGG Umbrella Podcast. I'm gonna repeat that. That's big with 2 G's. This is a BiGG Umbrella Podcast, and it's a wrap.
Thank you.
There we go. Of course. Well, let's get some tacos, nigga. Can we really get some tacos? You trying to get some tacos? Let's get some tacos, nigga.